Hello everyone, in today's session we have a new guest which is Igor, and we're going to talk about the future of the market, what is going on now, especially with majority of the software development companies, and where the AI we think is going to take over or replace some people or not. So we are going to cover some topics about the trends, problems and challenges as well with Igor. And hello Igor, thank you so much. We appreciate for being here. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm doing well. I was good. Pretty busy.
Yeah, amazing. Busy days, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Igor, for those that don't know nothing about you and also about the company, can you introduce yourself, who you are, and what you guys are doing?
Sure. So I do software engineering, software development for almost 20 years. And I co-founded this company, our company, almost 15 years ago. So we do outsourced software development for startups and existing businesses. We specialize in web and mobile applications. And usually we use Ruby on Rails. Speaking of backend, we use Ruby on Rails.
That's awesome. Amazing. Are you guys doing just outsourcing or as well project?
So it depends on what you call outsourcing. So we not just sell people. Yeah, we don't sell workforce. So when we are working on the project, we not only do software engineering, not only write code, but also try to understand what is going on from the business side of the startup of the project of the application. And this allows us to build a very tight connection with our clients. Usually we start from, 3-4 months of development, but the oldest client now is almost, I think, 8 or 9 years. Mm-hmm. So I cannot call it just an outsource, what usually is mean to be an outsource.
Awesome. That's awesome. So you mentioned you have a partner for 8-9 years. That's amazing. Yeah. What do you think about, like, I saw a lot of software development companies in these days, they just are doing one-off project, if it makes sense, like just one push people for, I don't know, having a project in mind for 60K, 100K. They just wanted to sell it now. Do you think it's better to have maybe having like a phase one, a discovery, very low ticket, entry level, and after that, because this can build this opportunity to having these customers for 8-9 years?
Yes, absolutely. So first of all, I don't believe that it's possible to, like, for a company of our size, we're a small company, and for a project that we usually deal with, it's impossible to budget anything that is beyond 3-4 months of development.
Yeah.
So if you, in your situation, you said that, for example, what we will do with a project that has $600,000 of a budget, we will just split it into phases.
Yeah.
So it will be some discovery phase. We will try to understand what we're building. We will try to architect it. We will try to understand what team is needed to do it, what technologies are needed to build it. Yes, then we'll start with some prototype development that will include, of course, some valuable product at the end of this development cycle. And if everything goes well, if we understand that we are going to the right directions, then we can just start working on next phases. So this is how it usually goes.
Yeah, I can agree with you 100%. I think in today's market, everyone just trying to be like low ticket upfront, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Less upfront.
Absolutely.
Because it's not the price on what I saw, but more the trust and if someone can deliver what they promise. This is what we saw. And that's so important. Like you are, let's say, selling relationship as a phase one.
Absolutely. We are selling relationship not only as a phase one, we are selling relationship during the whole cycle of our work with our client. Because relationship, this is the only thing that matters in the industry. Like we, as an outsource company, as a service company, we don't have any other values except our relationship with the client and our people that work for us. So we try to build relationship not only with clients but also with people, and this also is very important to be able to build relationship with your employees, because better relationship in this situation means that they will stay longer with you and they will just be a part of your success and allow you to get the success. So yeah, relationship matters a lot. We don't have any physical values. Yes, unfortunately, we don't have, as a service company, we don't have a product. So only relationship, only our people, and that's all.
Yeah, I think I can agree with you 100%. I think the relationship is so important, especially now where everyone is just copy and paste AI scripts, sending out a bunch of messages just with AI. We can see that pattern with that line. I don't know if you have MacBook or not.
Yeah, I have MacBook.
It's not
Yes.
on the keyboard that line, right? So make no sense that long line. The short one, yeah, it exists, but before we haven't saw that, and we can smell it. And I think the relationship is so important because uh, I think we a lot of people are just trying to be hard selling. They just think about sell, 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 but they forget one important aspect because relationship is not just, let's say, selling to the guy, but also helping you to have that guy for, as you mentioned, 8, 9 years, not
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3, 6 months, and that's it. The project is done. It's a connection, and you position as a partner, I think, in their company, not just someone outside. They already know you, they trust you. That's very important. And if they have in mind, well, we have an idea to have this future. Igor, can you help us? Can you support us? Your developers, whatever. That's the difference, I think.
And it's always better to sell, I don't know, one client, but it's always better to have one client, but the ones that will know that you will be able to do not everything, but what is needed for them. Yes, really needed. And it's always better to sell this one single client, to make a sale for this one single client compared to make 3 sales. But they all will be like, we will build something that will work right now. Maybe you will not need it in future. Maybe it will not solve your real need, your real problem. So this is not how it should work.
Yes.
And this definitely will not bring you any success on a long run.
Yeah, that's so important. You mentioned very a great point, like long run, long term. Everyone just focus on short term now, having now, and everything, but means nothing. And this can see in the future as well. Amazing.
I agree.
Awesome. And Igor, from your perspective, because we can see these a lot of people and big companies in these days, they are just replacing, let's say, their team with AI agents and everything. On what we saw as a trend on this part is that we talk with other software development companies and they suggest that the AI is not going to replace the developers, but having them as a support in their company, support for developers and everything. How do you see, in your perspective, the future of the market? I think now, 1 to 3, 5 years from now, it's too long because everything can change on a daily basis. But for the next months, how do you see? What is your perspective about these trends? This AI wave and everything.
So, like, I cannot call myself an AI skeptic, but for sure I'm not the one who will tell you that AI will completely eliminate software engineers at all. Like, no. In my opinion, AI is a tool that we should know how to use, and we should use it efficiently.
Yeah.
But it will never, at least what we have now, will never replace us as software engineers. Yes, we will still exist because somebody needs to operate this tool. And yes, we're becoming more and more like operators. But at the same time, it's almost this. It really reminds me what usually team leads or engineering managers, what they do with their teams. Yes. So as a team lead, you have a team that includes, for example, mid-level engineers, junior engineers, some senior engineers. So you're choosing what tasks everybody of them will do, and usually you try to assign some support tickets, some refactoring tickets that do not require any deep knowledge. But I mean, when they are defined well, they do not require any deep knowledge of the system, but they require a lot of hard work that needs to be done. You assign these tickets to this mid-level or junior-level engineers because this allows them to grow, to increase their knowledge of the system, to increase their level. But at the same time, you can just assign it. They will do it for a long period of time, but they will succeed. While you, with the senior engineers and with other maybe team members, you are working on some architectural stuff, you're defining tasks, you're describing them, do things that require your knowledge. So the same with AI. Like I use AI on a daily basis to for example, require tests for me, to require test suite, to keep this test suite up to date. It does it well. I cannot say that it doesn't require any of my attention. No, I'm not saying that like cover all the classes that I just created with tests and I will never look at it. No, it doesn't work this way. So instead of it, I do it one by one file, one by one feature, but it still allows me to do something in parallel.
Yeah.
Doing code reviews for others, doing some discussions, calls, whatever, while AI works on my test suite. And yes, then it requires a bit of my attention to maybe fix something, improve, remove unneeded examples, remove unneeded variables or something, but it still saves me a lot of time. So the same will happen, the same should happen, I think, with every common task that we do on a daily basis in software engineering. That's it.
Yeah.
And exactly this, what I just described, creates some problems for junior engineers right now, because if before AI, every software company required junior engineers to be in the team to do this kind of tasks for them because of usually budget. Speaking of budget perspective, it was efficient to have junior engineers for this task. Now, for juniors, for those who just graduated from the university, I think hard times will. They already came, but the problem will still even more increase, because it's more and more. It becomes more and more complex to find a job that will allow you to write a real code as a junior engineer. Unfortunately, like I don't know what to do with this. Like I have no idea. But this is what I see from my perspective.
Awesome. A great point. I think everyone in today's market, they just use the AI words and everything without using AI, realistic. But they are seeing the AI as a hope in their business or hope in their life, because they don't have nothing done, like validated, and they are thinking that AI is going to validate everything for them. But they have a lot of gaps. They have a lot of bad foundations. It's like, I don't know, building a home, a house, but your foundation is wrong, and you are expecting, I don't know, the AI to make the architecture and everything, but the foundation is wrong. Your house is going to be now in 3 days is down.
Yeah, maybe I'm not saying that it's impossible to build something with AI that will work and that will bring you some money. Yeah, it's possible. Speaking of a chance, I think chance is exactly the same as building it without AI, or maybe a bit smaller. You try, you either fail or succeed, but what definitely will not happen, not every idea that you have in mind, you will be able to implement it with AI without knowledge of how things should really work. This is not possible, at least now.
Awesome. Amazing. I think we saw that with Lovable and also with Landbase. I think what these guys, the leaders of this market, what they mention is that the future of the AI is going to be more vibe coding. You just have an idea, just put out the idea, not the code, and boom, you have the exactly what you have in the mind. But it's just the front end, it's not the back end. That's so important. You still need a developer in the back end to have everything. It's just the front page. That's it. The design, let's say.
And other situations that can happen is that you will, out of this AI tools, you will get not exactly what you wanted to see, but something similar to what you wanted to see. And this is where software engineers also needed to actually make it work or change the way it works. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe in upcoming years we will see a lot of projects that went through this phase. The founders created something with AI. They gained some interest. Yes, they proved their concept, and then they come to software development companies or they hire their own team. It doesn't matter, with already proven idea, and engineers will do the rest. Engineers will make it scalable, and make it actually work for a larger audience.
Awesome, amazing. And Igor, if we look ahead for the next 6-12 months, what do you guys want to accomplish, or what do you think are the top priorities that you have in mind?
You're asking me like as a CTO of software company, software development company. So speaking of this perspective, my biggest dream is that all our team members, all our employees know what AI can give them and how to use it. Because again, now new tools are coming to the market every day, literally every day. We didn't have CLI interface for anything except Claude 1 month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Yes, now all major players on AI market have the CLI interface. And this happens literally every day, every week, something new comes to the market. And unfortunately, despite the fact that we're all good engineers, despite the fact that we know how to read information, how to get information from the internet, we cannot follow everything. It's impossible to have everything in your mind, in your head. So my biggest dream now as a CTO is that my employees, our engineers, know that they have tools on the market that work it well for them. This means that they should try it, almost all of them. And they know that if they face a difficulty, face a problem, they know where they can find a tool that will work well in this particular situation. Okay, so this is my biggest dream, my biggest challenge to somehow teach them to find right tools in the right situation, just like it was every time before, anytime before. Yeah. We without knowing where to find a solution. So 15 years ago, we had a bunch of books on our table, yes, on our bookshelves, and we knew that if we face a difficulty, if we face a problem, we knew that there is a book on our bookshelf that has exact answers that we need, or at least an idea how to implement this or that part of code. Yes, then this need for having a lot of books on your bookshelf, we don't need anymore. Yes, now we got a lot of internet resources where we can find these ideas. So then this collective mind started to work for us. Not a single book author, but a lot of those who have their personal blogs, who have their personal YouTube shows, they started to help us to get ideas, to find solutions. So now AI came to the market, came as a place, as a source of finding the right solution. So if you know how to do it, then you will be as successful as you was before, just in this new era. That's it.
Awesome, amazing. And Igor, what is the project that you are the most proud of it, and what transformation have you done to that project?
So it's not, again, if you're asking me as a CTO of a company or my personal project, I will tell you an example of that makes me proud as a CTO. So, and it's not connected with AI almost anyhow, but still it was a great transformation, wonderful transformation of project, and from one its step of development to another step. So 5 years, almost 6 years ago, 5 years ago, we started to work on a project that required a lot of front-end development. And that time we choose to have React as a front-end technology because it, like, almost everybody was using it. 5 years ago in Rails stack, and Rails, I don't know whether you're familiar or not with Rails stack and what we currently have on Rails, we didn't have anything of what we have now. So if you started the project that required a lot of complex things to be built on the front end, you had React and nothing else. Of course, you could use jQuery or something that you used like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But if you wanted to be modern, and especially if you wanted like a skilled software engineers to work with you, React was your technology of choice. And it was good. At that time, 5 years ago, it was good to have React in your application. So we started with React on the front end and Rails on the back end. And 18 months ago, in May of 2024, owner of the project came to us and said that she has like 4 new brilliant ideas in mind. So we had almost unlimited ambitions and still limited team, despite the fact that the project was profitable. The budget was, we couldn't increase it like 10 times to build this for 4 new things. So what we decided to do, we decided that, and within 2022, 2023, we built a lot of projects without any big JavaScript framework on the front end, just with Rails, with Turbo, with Hotwire, and small JavaScript libraries that's called Stimulus. So we decided that we can try to go that way. And within a couple of months, we converted our single-page React application and Rails backend into Rails monolith. So we made like another, usually everybody goes from monolith to microservices, or not so microservices. Yes, we went another way. So now we preserved our React application in a way it was before. So it still exists. We didn't rewrite everything from scratch because we didn't have budgets for this and time for this. Yeah, we just made it a part of our Rails app, shared sessions between Rails application and this React application, and configured our CD process to build React before Rails. So we push it to Rails container as a part of Rails front-end assets, and boom. So now we have this React app still up and running, and we still fix some things in it, but near it, we have a fully fresh Rails app with these 4 new features running and under heavy development, and it worked. This approach worked and allowed us, with still a small team, build, at least in my opinion, built a great project within this 80 months. That's it. I'm really proud of this decision. So we wasn't sure that we will succeed in this, but we tried, we succeeded, and I think it's a great example of what can be done. So the idea is that you always should choose the right technology. The idea is that the right technology is not something that you choose for the life. Yes, you should understand what will work right here, right now, every time. 5 years ago, React was the best. Now we were in a situation where it didn't allow us to implement features fast. We decided to replace it, and not to replace it, but to keep it, but start building something near it. That's it.
Awesome, amazing. Congrats for that, Igor. Amazing. And if you will have, like, let's say Harry Potter is coming in today's meeting, the third guest, and give you this wish. You have just a magic wand to have one wish. What wish will you have in order to remove something or to improve something within the company or within the market?
So first of all, I don't think that we need a Harry Potter within the company. I am the one who is a Harry Potter here. Like I think I serve quite well. Within the market, yes, we need a Harry Potter, because what happens now, what I see, and don't get me wrong, like I'm not complaining what's happening, but what's happening now is that what took, or what used to take a couple of months of development like 5 years ago, for any reason, now those who come to us usually think that no, it will not take a month, not even a week. They, for any reason, think that it already exists. and we just can give it to them. Yes, in some things they are right. A lot of things change it, and a lot of things change every day. And yes, software development became, some tasks in software development became less complex, and we have more tools. But still, even with all these new tools, all these new technologies, you still need to write code, and it takes time. It really takes time. And the amount of data that we deal with now is significantly higher than the amount of data that we had before, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years before. 10 years ago. And the size of the tasks that we deal with in 2025 is significantly higher compared to usual size of the tasks that we dealt with 5 years ago in 2020. So I'm not saying that we cannot build things faster, but definitely we don't have everything out of the box. we still need to write software and to write code. And yes, this is something that I really wish to be changed on the market.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Igor, where people can find more details about you and also about the company?
Yeah, so I think in the description of this episode, there will be links to my Twitter. I am heavily active on Twitter, on X, whatever you call it. Also, you can find me on LinkedIn, where I also post almost all my content. And of course, you can find something on our site, our clients, our services. Go to JetRockets.com and see what we're doing. Maybe we'll be helpful for you.
Amazing. For those who are watching this, check below in the description, as Igor mentioned, and check below because we have all the links. And in case you want to book a call with Igor or his colleague, you can get a lot of insights from their perspective, and also how they can provide you a great project for you. So keep in touch, and thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode. And Igor, thank you for being our guest in today's session.
Thank you, Vlad. Have a great day.